Well, today on this Food City Friday, we celebrate all things dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, and yes, ice cream.
Yes.
As we close out the month of June, we also close out National Dairy Month. And this morning, registered dietitian Dr. Elizabeth Hall joins us with some healthy ideas, some recipes, and some different tips. Good to have you back.
Good to see you, Amy. I know it's been, I haven't seen you in a little while in person, huh?
It's
good to
kinda
see
nice.
you again.
And we love when you come because you have great information, lots of really usable tips and recipes. And dairy, you and I were talking, we're both big dairy people.
Oh, yes.
Love dairy.
Definitely. And you know, the weather's getting a little bit warmer and nothing really beats that heat than like a cold glass of milk. And you know, 13 essential nutrients found in dairy products. So a lot of times we talk about calcium and vitamin D, of course, which are essential for bone health, but we're finding both of those nutrients actually play other roles in our bodies too, as far as preventing chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, but also important for mental health. I know we talked about vitamin D a couple weeks ago and how that's important for mental health as well. And you don't really find vitamin D in a whole lot of places in the store, and dairy is one of those places you can find it.
And yogurt and cheese, so you can branch out if you're not a milk fan. There's lots of other ways too to get your vitamins and minerals through dairy
Definitely.
products.
And typically to get the calcium and vitamin D that you need, it would be at least 3 servings of dairy. So yes, you definitely want to kind of diversify because that way you're eating different things all throughout the day. So we talked about milk, of course, yogurt, cheese, ice cream, but also kefir. I mean, if you've never seen kefir before, I brought some of that. It's actually kind of like a fermented dairy drink. So similar to, that sounds weird, I know, but similar to yogurt. So it's going to have those probiotics, which are important for populating the gut, good for your digestive health and all that good stuff, your immunity, but it's actually a drinkable version. So if you're not a huge fan of yogurt because of the texture, I know that gets some people, you might like kefir. So it's over there in the yogurt section, so check that out next time you're in the store.
I've heard it can settle your stomach. Like if you have a lot of stomach issues, something like that really can help.
Yes, and especially if you're not a big like breakfast eater in the morning, you might try just drinking a little bit of kefir. That kind of helps to prime your stomach and gets your energy going for the day.
All right, and speaking of energy going for the day, you're making like some energy-packed muffins.
Yes, and this is a great recipe. So this has yogurt in it, our plain Greek yogurt. It also has some milk in it. You could also use kefir, plain kefir in this recipe if you'd like, instead of your milk, because it's going to have that same kind of consistency. It's going to be a little bit thicker, but it's going to give you that same effect. So I'm going to have you actually mix up the dry ingredients, if you don't mind, Amy.
Not at all.
So you have some whole wheat flour in there. Again, that's adding fiber, also energy, like you said, we're getting more nutrients out of the whole grain. You're going to add in some of our trail mix there, which is just some oats. I actually use some granola, and it has some fruit in there as well. And then you're also adding in some of our leavening agents, so our baking soda, baking powder, salt, and then a little bit of cinnamon. And then I'm doing the liquid ingredients over here. I have an egg in here. Of course, I'm adding my milk. I'm adding the peanut butter, which of course you got to have that. And I'm using the natural version, so I just mix this up really good beforehand. And then I'm also going to add my yogurt. Again, this is plain Greek yogurt. You could also use regular yogurt if that's all you have on hand at home. And then I'm also going to add in a little bit of 100% maple syrup. That's what I'm using for my sweetener, but you could use honey or something else as well. And then a little bit of butter. For a little bit more fat, you could also use oil if you'd like. And then after you're done with that, that looks perfect. You're just going to toss that in with mine.
Okay.
We're tag teaming here today. Isn't that nice?
I wish I had someone like you in my kitchen when I'm doing my baking.
Especially with it all measured out and ready to go. Isn't that nice? The magic of TV. Yes. And so you're just going to mix this all up. And then what I like to do, you don't want to over mix because again, muffin method, right? You don't want to over mix your muffins because that's going to change the texture a little bit. So after you've given that a good mix, you're going to take your muffin tin here, and I just have a few of my muffin liners in there, and I like to just use my scoop, my little ice cream scoop, to put that in there, and then you're going to save a little bit of your trail mix to go on top.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of adds a little crunch. You're going to stick these in the oven at 350, about 15 to 18 minutes. These go great frozen as well, so you can eat them on and on, right?
Yes, I love it. Can't wait to give it a try. We're also going to post that recipe on our website coming up a little bit later on today. For more information on all these products, foodcity.com, and there's more when we come back.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by